Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here with an episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we're hopefully going to finish off the Shadows of Innistrad campaign. So the final page of the mysterious journal lead Jace to the doors of the foreboding Thraben Cathedral. The ground is broken and once proud, gleaming spires are warped and twisted. The townspeople and Cathars of Thraben swarm around Jace. Their paranoid suspicions quickly give way to violence. Okay, so let's we're taking on the Thraben townspeople. So yeah, this is the fourth of the new tribal synergies introduced in Shadows of Innistrad. So I think we'll be drawing a new hand there. Do I want that one or do I draw again? That'll be fine. We've got the two reckless scholars, which isn't too bad. This allows us to dig for cards that we actually want. One more mana, we can also get the aberrant researcher, so shouldn't be too bad in theory. Okay, so we've got a pour over pages, so a turn 5 drop if we get a 4th and 5th mana eventually. So what have we got here then? We've got a True Faith Sensor, so that is equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. As long as the equipped creature is a human, it gets an additional +1/0. Okay, that has come down. Ooh, I just really got a little bit of a headache. I do need to have another cup of tea this afternoon at some point. Being very British there, I do drink coffee as well. For you Americans out there. But yeah, I am a prolific tea drinker. I maybe only have 1-2 cups of coffee a day maximum, whereas tea I'll have 3 or 4 a day. What we got here then? A Harvest Hand, which is the artifact creature Scarecrow, which when it flips actually becomes a piece of equipment itself, which is kind of odd. I think it's what it's essentially saying is when it transforms, the scythe becomes like an equipment for a human, maybe? What does it become? It's as long as its equipped creature is human, it has menace. Okay, interesting. So lots of equipment for the humans here. Very nice. We actually managed to find our 4th mana. So Drownyard Explorers we probably want to do next turn. What I really want to get out, however, is Aberrant Researchers. So we're just going to skip attack and play out our Aberrant Researcher, just so we have this potentially flipping next turn if we find an instant or sorcery, isn't it? Yeah. We transform it. So he's equipping his Harvest Hand. So when it dies, it basically gets transformed into the equipment rather than the Scarecrow. So I can't actually kill it right now. So I'm just going to skip blocking. And then probably just going to tap my Aberrant Researcher, find my dig for a card, choose a card to discard. So that was good because that basically meant that we wouldn't have transformed our creature this turn. I'm going to get rid of the pour over pages just because it's probably the least. Oh, maybe I should have got rid of the second Reckless Scholar actually. Now that's going to check the top card of my library, and it is an Illusionary Servant. So never mind, it's not the end of the world. So we're just going to swing with our 3/2 as it is basically unblockable right now. So there we go. So I've got the choice of either Illusionary Servant or Drownyard Explorers, and I'm going for the Drownyard Explorers. Reason being is that basically I can either block the Harvest Hand with it, and I also get a clue with it as well. So I basically get the option to draw an additional card next turn if I so choose. So is he going to swing? He is going to swing. Now I'm going to let that go through. Reason being is I have the feeling he might have some kind of combat trick, so I'm just being cautious there. What else have we got? We've got Pious Evangel. So whenever Pious Evangel or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay, and then you can also sacrifice it and transform it into the Wayward Disciple. So there we go. So I'm also going to tap down my my Researcher. Draw a card. We'll just toss the land as we don't really need it right now. So he gained 1 life. So what we got here then? Are you going to transform this turn? Ah, that's a shame. Just the wind was underneath the mana which went to the graveyard, unfortunately. So they did actually equip the Pious Evangel with the True Faith Sensor. So I'm tempted to just bounce maybe that back, or we'll see how it goes. We'll swing with the 3/2, I think. So I'm still trying to transform my Aberrant Researcher at this point. And then I'm going to sacrifice you, draw an extra card, see what we find. We found a mana. Okay, I'm going to just play you out then. Could play out Illusionary Servant, or could play out Reckless Scholar. I'm going to play out Illusionary Servant just because it gives us 6 damage in the air, so we can potentially get this over and done with a wee bit faster. So yeah, what's he got here? He's got another Pious Evangel. Okay, interesting. So that means he's going to gain life. So he does have to sacrifice another permanent, so I'm assuming he could probably sacrifice the Harvest Hand, and then it will transform into the equipment anyway, so I'm assuming sacrificing equals dying. I can't remember. And he's also going to play out an Unruly Mob. So I remember this from whenever another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Unruly Mob. Oh, I remember that from the old Avacyn deck from, what was it, Magic Duels 14 maybe? Yeah, Duels of the Planeswalkers 14. So Nagging Thoughts. Do I want that one? I'm going to toss away the Reckless Scholar, as I don't think I'm going to be using that one again in future. So we're going to be able to transform the Aberrant Researcher this turn would be nice. Nope, we are not. That's unfortunate. We've got another Aberrant Researcher in our graveyard now. Okay, so we're just going to swing for 6 in the air, I think. There we go. Fantastic. Let's play out Nagging Thoughts, just because, you know, we can. We'll keep the Phantasmal Dragon, put the mana in the graveyard, and we may as well play you out, because it's going to give us more power on the board for next turn. I've really got to adjust my mic, it's slipping a little bit. Hang on. Sorry if that came through the noise there at all, I just wanted to move it up a wee bit. I really should remember to like mute. Now I can actually like mute my my OBS like channels. I really should remember to what's what I'm looking for? Okay, so yeah, both of these are now going to flip. Both of his Wayward Disciples. So do you actually have to tap it to? Yeah, he does actually have to tap it. So he's also played out an Inspiring Captain. So basically, they're all going to get pumped up +1/+1 for the turn. So is he going to swing with these two maybe? Yeah, he is. So what do we do here then? I'm going to block with you and with you. I could kill this one with the Phantasmal Dragon. How much damage have we got in the air though? We have 11 in the air, so not quite enough to finish him off. So I'm tempted just to kill that guy. And then we're also going to tap down our Aberrant Researcher as well. Put you in the graveyard. There we go. So whenever Wayward Disciple or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah, so we were going to lose those permanents pretty much there anyway, I think. So at least we've still got 6 in the air, which isn't too bad. Are you going to transform this turn? Would be nice. Hey, finally, we got there eventually. So we've now got 8 in the air, which is sweet. So we should have him dead in 2 or 3 turns, depending on how much was he down to. That I was just like, hang on a minute, if we swung with everything there, would we have killed him? It's like, no, we would not have done. So he's going to equip the 5/4. I do have the Just the Win, so he's actually going to double equip both of that. So we're just going to be Totelar and bounce that back to his hand. So he can't actually re-equip the equipment, I think, on his because you can only do it during the main phase. So that was kind of funny. Okay, we've got Claustrophobia, so I think that basically means that we can actually swing for lethal here. So I think we could have swung for lethal anyway, but I was just guaranteeing it with the Claustrophobia. So that wasn't too bad, that game. You know, we did pretty well there. First time is always a good thing. Okay, we also get 40 gold out of it, which is, you know, pretty good. We also actually go towards our daily quest. So providing we win the next game, we are actually going to have a significant amount of gold to buy at least 2 or 3 packs, which is quite nice. So yeah, at least 2 packs, sorry. So here we go. The Archangel Avacyn, former protector of Innistrad, descends into the cathedral in a flurry of bloody wings, leaving a wake of fiery destruction behind her. I just realised I completely forgot to put the story thing in again. So again, what I'll probably do is I'll put that in before this episode, so just flash it up real quick in case you missed it. So yeah, leaving a wake of fire destruction behind her, Avacyn's mind is a maze of frenzy turbulence that sends the telepath Jace reeling. Tamayo runs to his aid, though she's struggling through the Archangel madness. So yeah, I think we must obviously another Planeswalker's come to our aid, so Tamayo. So yeah, like I said, I will have put the thing up as we went. So now we've got green and blue. So what have we got here? So 4 mana, we've got a Tireless Tracker, Dungeon Geists. Okay, I'm probably going to keep this hand. You know, we've got plenty of mana here, so I think we can get away with this. What have we got here then? Stern Constable, discard a card, tap target creature. So I'll probably start off with an Evolving Wilds here. Yeah, that does discard a card to tap target creature there. So yeah, we are playing Avacyn, who has only 20 health, so that's fine. Journey to Nowhere. Oh yeah, I remember Journey to Nowhere. That used to be a thing. Maybe we'll pop you and grab a blue source, I think, here. I think we're going to use both these Evolving Wilds to find blue sources, as we need the double blue for Dungeon Geists, which is obviously a 4 mana double blue. So what else have we got here? Got an Unruly Mob. So Journey to Nowhere could be very useful. So yeah, it was a bit silly of me to skip over the lore there as I went past, but I will, like I said, flash it up, hopefully, in between anyway, so you won't have missed anything. Altered Ego can't be countered. You may have Altered Ego enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it enters with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. That's pretty cool. That is actually in the game as well, so it could be quite nice for like a tempo deck, I suppose. Like, you could like copy an Ulamog and then basically have it like even more powerful than the traditional one. So it's going to pop you for an additional blue source, I think. What we got here then? So we got Delirium. Paranoid Parish Blade gets +1/0 and has first strike as long as there are 4 or more cards. Oh yeah. So we can grab that second blue source there. So we can actually play out Dungeon Geists. So we're going to take 2 damage here, going down to 17. I just realised I can't actually play out Tireless Tracker at the moment until the turn afterwards, so I'm going to take a fair old whack of damage unless I can... Just having to think about this. No, I don't really have much of a choice here, so I'm going to have to play out the planes. I mean, I could Journey to Nowhere the Paranoid Parish Blade, for example, just to keep me in the game. And then we can start playing out some of our other creatures next turn, so... It's just to stall out a little bit, I think. So what's Tireless Tracker do? Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, investigate. Okay, whenever you sacrifice a clue... Oh, that's pretty cool. It's actually in the game, Tireless Tracker, so it's like a clue synergy card. Although clues are a little bit balked thanks to the priority system at the moment. So I realise my microphone's slipping again. I've got to correct that. Hang on. So we took another 2 damage there. Hopefully my microphone's okay now. So we got a Seraph of Dawn. That used to be an old... Again, feels like we're playing the old Avacyn deck from Duels 2014 a little bit. But, okay, there we go. Finally got a green source. So I could get Altered Ego and get the Seraph of Dawn. I think I might do that next turn, though. So we could play out Dungeon Geists. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature your opponent controls. That creature... Actually, yeah, I'm going to play out Dungeon Geists. Reason being is that we can actually tap down... you. I'll play out Tireless Tracker next turn, just so we can actually drop the forest immediately on top of it. So yeah, we're looking not too bad right now. Okay, so Angelic Purge is going to destroy my Dungeon Geist, unfortunately. So that will untap next turn, but because he's already had to... okay, we've got a Thraben Gargoyle as well. This isn't too bad. I mean, we're going to be able to Alter Ego the Seraph of Dawn at some point, I think. But so he's going to swing for 2 with the Unruly Mob. We'll be able to play out the Tireless Tracker this turn. So yeah, we'll play out Tireless Tracker. And then we'll play out Forest, maybe? Or Glacial Fortress. Play out the Glacial Fortress. This will get us the clue. And then we'll actually sacrifice you now, because it will pump up our Tireless Tracker and able to then trade with the Unruly Mob. There we go, and we get another Tireless Tracker, which is pretty sweet. So, but however, I may Alter Ego the Seraph of Dawn next turn with the additional forest, if that'll work. We've still got a few more turns before we're in a really terrible situation, so he's just going to swing with the Seraph of Dawn this turn. So we'll take 2 damage. So I think we can hold out maybe 1 or 2 more turns. So I'm going to be able to play out the Tireless Tracker this turn. Oh, very nice. We've got loads of mana coming up as well. So we're going to be able to get a really big Seraph of Dawn. So I'm going to play you out now. We'll generate 2 clues. And then we'll sacrifice 1 now. So both of these will get pumped up. Which is awesome. Here we go. Oh, look at all the mana we're getting. Do we swing? No, we do not swing. Hold these open. We're going to take 2 damage, but like I said, we're going to be able to Alter Ego the Seraph of Dawn in a next turn anyway. So he's going to swing for 2, but like I said, this is going to come down as fairly big angel this turn with lifelink as well. So we'll play out the forest here. We'll generate 2 clues. All of the clues, so we can potentially pop them later on. But what we really want to do is, so we're going to 3. So we'll copy the Seraph of Dawn there. Comes down as a 5/7. So I think we're going to attack with these 2 now. Start to put him under pressure. So doesn't really matter which way round we do this. So the Unruly Mob will get pumped. So it goes up to a 4 damage one. That's fine, as we do have a 5/7 lifelinker now. We can get a second lifelinker as well. So I mean, we can keep pumping up our Tireless Tracker with. Look at this. So we've really put Avacyn under pressure now. So we've got Sturmgeist as well, equal to the number of cards in your hand. Pretty cool. So let's play out Canopy Vista here. And what we're going to do is going to Alter Ego you this time, because you've already got tokens on you, so you'll come down even. Nah, it didn't work. That's a shame. I was hoping it would come down even bigger, just because it was going to be a copy of that one with tokens already on it, but apparently it doesn't work like that. So that's fine. We've now got 2 life linking angels, which is pretty cool. We can make the Tireless Tracker pretty huge as well. So we're back on even terms in terms of the lifelink now, which is kind of sweet. So play you out, and then I think we shall sacrifice a clue, pump up our Tireless Tracker. What do we get? Each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be doing Clip Wings at the end of this turn. I'm going to swing with both of my angels first, though. So he's going to block the bigger one. So we go up to 25. Although no, I don't even need to do that now, because he's just what's what I'm looking for? He's just sacrificed his angel anyway, so I don't even need to use Clip Wings, which is kind of sweet. And then we may as well just sacrifice another clue here, pump up our Tireless Tracker even more, so we can actually trade with the Unruly Mob. Very nice. Okay, so we've managed to play another Seraph of Dawn. So yeah, I really like what's it called, the copy card. That was pretty sweet. So play you out again. I mean, we could Clip Wings, but there's not really much point, as he's probably going to have to sacrifice his angel again. So we're going to gain what, like another 11 health here. So yeah, we're going up to 36, so we're looking pretty crazy at this point in terms of... so we may as well sacrifice a couple of clues here, push us out of range of the Unruly Mob. There we go. So we draw some cards. What do we get? We got Uninvolved Mysteries. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, investigate. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, put a 1/1 white human... Oh my god, we should have waited for a second to have played out the clues there. So I'm going to play out Uninvolved Mysteries. It's actually part of the set. It is part of the set. So again, it's another clue synergy one. So we're just going to keep sacrificing clues here. Pump up you. Put a 1/1 human on the battlefield. So yeah, we basically won next turn, I think. Got all of the cards. I've just read Sleep as well. Basically taps all creatures opponent controls as well. So Golden Knight Redeemer enters battlefield. You gain 2 life for each other creature you control. Okay, but we are probably just going to use Sleep here. Tap it down with creatures and then swing for lethal. So Yeah, I'd missed this one before, so we're just going to choose you. Taps down all his creatures, and then we just swing. Excellent. So that was nice and straightforward, really. Actually, quite a fun one. You know, we've got some nice synergies here with Jace's and Tamiyo's deck. There we go. So we've beaten Avacyn. Awesome. Okay, so we've got 230 gold plus 120 from completing a daily quest, so we go all the way up to 350. So just as Jace and Tamiyo believe they've managed to contain Avacyn, the Archangel unleashes the full force of her fury upon the pair. The cathedral crumbles around them, and the planeswalkers are knocked to the ground. Okay, so I'm assuming that story will... Oh, we've got another one. Did not realise that. So got 60 gold here. So in theory, we won't quite be able to get enough for 3 packs, unfortunately. So Avacyn's madness envelopes Jace and Tamiyo, and the two are helpless under her thrall. The Archangel raises a spear, but a sudden crash of shattering glass turns her attention upward to Sorin Markov's arrival. The vampire planeswalker casts his gaze in quiet fury to his beloved creation and the guardian, the Archangel Avacyn. Because yeah, Sorin created Avacyn to watch over Innistrad. So what have we got here then? So that is not a good opening hand, whereas that one I think we could potentially get away with. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try this one. So what have we got here then? Another Thraben Gargoyle. So yeah, we've got Avacyn to try and take on as Sorin Markov. So we've got a white-black vampire deck by the looks of things. No red, as far as I'm aware right now. What else have we managed to get? Markov Dread Knight. So flying. Discard a card, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Markov Dread Knight. Very nice. Shame that one's not part of the set, but not the end of the world. Neither is Mortify, unfortunately. So far, Avacyn has just played out a red and a white. So we've got another Mortify. So we've got 2 instant kill spells. Oh yeah, and we can also play out Malakir Cullblade. So I think next turn we'll probably mortify the Thraben Gargoyle, which will actually put a +1/+1 counter on our Cullblade, which is quite nice. Don't necessarily need to exile anything yet. What else we got? A Paranoid Parish Blade. So okay, so we've got 2 creatures to deal with now. So we'll probably want to mortify you instead, just because you're the bigger of the 2. What else do we get? We got Behind the Scenes. Creatures you control have Skulk. They can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Creatures you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay, that will be good, but what we're going to do is mortify you first. We'll actually pump up our Malakir Cullblade. We really need 2 more mana for our Markov Dread Knight. Would be ideal here. Just going to skip attack for now. Let our Cullblade grow for a couple more turns. So we've got a second mortify. What else we got here? Always watching non-creature tokens you control have +1/+1 and vigilance. So that will go up to a 3/3 with vigilance, but we are just going to mortify it anyway. So okay, we got 4th mana, which is good. So we're only 1 more away from Markov Delight. So yeah, we're just going to mortify you. We could Anguish Unmask the Always Watching, which is tempting at some point, just because it's a very tricky card to deal around, having all creatures with vigilance, basically. It's a nice card. It's going to be good for like white weenies, so should be interesting. Shame it doesn't work on tokens, but that would be quite OP if it did work on tokens. So what are we waiting for here then? Scroll of Avacyn. Scroll of Avacyn. Draw a card. If you control an angel, you gain 5 life. Okay, interesting. So nothing from our opponent there. Would be nice to get that mana for the Markov Dread Knight. And we do. We get the Isolated Chapel. So we will be playing you out on my second main phase. We'll swing for the 3 damage first. So we're looking pretty good here. Okay, so he is... he's going to draw a card. So he basically uses it as a 1 mana draw card. Because he didn't control an angel, we obviously didn't get the life bonus from it. So we will get our Flying Vampire here. That's quite a nice card to survive the night. So creature gains +1/0, indestructible, and you get to draw a card as well. Okay, we've got Flame Blade Angel. So whenever a source and a component controls deals damage to you or a permanent you control, you may have Flame Blade Angel deal 1 damage to that source's controller. Okay, so we'll probably just Anguish Unmask that one. Okay, 6 mana, so we could potentially So we're going to Anguish Unmask you. I mean, I could use Markov Dread Knight, I suppose, and pump it up, but do we do that? Yeah, let's do that. So what do we get rid of? Probably Survive the Night? Or do we get rid of Behind the Scenes? Yeah, I'm probably going to get rid of that one. I feel as though it's less important. This one could be useful for helping a creature survive. So we'll swing for 8, take him down to 6. I mean, depending on what he plays, we could have lethal next turn by playing this out, and then, yeah, Survive the Night would either give it to us, depending on what else he has. So what else have we got here? Reaper of the Flight Moonsilver. Flying, Delirium. Sacrifice another creature. Reaper of Flight Moonsilver gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Okay, interesting. So it's going to come down as a 4/4. And we've also got a Thraben Gargoyle, which is a 3/3. So we're going to swing with both of these here and either Survive the Night, whichever one I feel needs it more. Okay, we've got double Survive the Night, which is pretty cool. So see what he does here. Both of these will now survive. So we are going to Survive the Night U. Gives it +1/0 and also makes that indestructible. And what am I doing? We might as well just pump up Markov here as well. So that then pushes through the lethal. What am I doing? Good job we had 2 of them there, otherwise I would have completely wasted that. Okay, so we beat Avacyn as Sorin as well. So it's interesting to see that little kind of that bonus one at the end there. Wasn't quite as epic as the the Oath of the Gatewatch final mission, but hey ho. So many years after creating Avacyn, to maintain the balance between humans and the supernatural, Sorin is forced to unmake his corrupted guardian. Head bowed with painful regret, he looks away as he dissipates his progeny into an ashen cloud. With Avacyn's destruction, the last of Sorin's magical protection woven over Innistrad is broken. Okay, so I don't know what caused Avacyn to go insane, but Sorin has had to kill her. So that is Shadows over Innistrad done. So let's go and buy some Oath of the Gatewatch Oath of the Gatewatch boosters would be a good idea here. So we can buy 2. Yes, 2. Here we go. Oops, daisy. I don't want to open all boosters. I actually want to be able to look at what I'm drawing. What do we get? Ooh, Oath of Gideon, very nice. Good for building a Super Friends deck. Another Seed Guardian, Kozilek's Translator, Elemental Uprising. Target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with haste. And this is Judgment. That's pretty cool. So basically taking advantage of creatures with... So this is really good for like an Awakened deck. So basically all elemental Awakened lands have +1/+1 counters on them. I think we've got everything apart from Oath of Gideon was probably the main one in that pack. So, ooh, what do we got? Got another Oath of Gideon, which is quite nice. Malakir Soothsayer, an ally vampire. We've got an elf ally, so support 2. So that'd be pretty good for like a white-green elf deck, maybe. Slip Through Space we've seen before, Comparative Analysis we've seen before, and we've seen Tajaru Pathwarden as well. So we've got 39% of Oath of the Gatewatch unlocked already, which is quite nice. So we're getting through it pretty fast. But this is the end of the episode for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.